everything we know about the gangs controlling GTA 6, Vice City has always been dangerous. The GTA 6 might be taking that danger to an entirely different level. Because this time, Rockstar isn't just giving us random gangs standing on street corners. They're building an entire criminal world. Drug runners in the Keys, street hustlers in Vice City, professional robbers chasing bigger scores, and powerful businessmen whose legitimate empires may be funded by crime. And the crazy part, we haven't even seen the full game yet. So today, we're breaking down every major gang, crew, and criminal group Rockstar has revealed for GTA 6, what they do, who they work with, and how much power they could actually have when we finally enter Leonida. Let's start with one of the oldest criminal operations we've seen, Brian Heder's crew. Brian is a classic drug runner operating in the Leonida Keys. He's been moving product through his boatyard for years, and he's been around long enough to let other people handle the dangerous work. And one of those people is Jason. Rockstar says Brian lets Jason live rent-free at one of his properties, as long as Jason helps him with local shakedowns. So Brian's operation appears to be built around something simple: drugs, boats, and people willing to do the dirty work. But Brian isn't the biggest name in Vice City. Not even close. Because then we have Boobie Ike. Boobie is a Vice City legend who managed to turn his time in the streets into something much bigger. Real estate, a strip club, and a recording studio. On the surface, it looks like a legitimate business empire. But Rockstar gives us one very important detail. Boobie says the drug money pays for it all. That means his operation isn't just a street gang. It's something much more sophisticated. He can make money from the streets, move it into businesses, and use those businesses to build even more influence. And that's what makes Boobie dangerous. He doesn't necessarily need to stand on a street corner with a gun. He can control the people who do. And his criminal world gets even more interesting because of his partnership with Dre'Quan Priest. Dre'Quan isn't exactly your traditional gangster. Rockstar describes him as more of a hustler than a gangster. But he wasn't always in the music business. He used to deal on the streets to make ends meet. Now he's trying to build only records into a major name in Vice City. And that's where another crew enters the picture, Raul Dimez. Lux and Roxy have been friends since high school, and they already know how to make money from the streets. Rockstar says they used to shake down local dealers before turning that experience into a music career and social media fame. Now Dre'Quan has signed them to only records. So think about this connection: a former street hustler, a powerful businessman with a criminal empire, and to women with their own history of dealing with local criminals. They're not necessarily one traditional gang, but they're connected. And that may be one of the most interesting things about GTA 6's criminal world. Not every criminal group needs to wear the same colors or control the same neighborhood. Some can control drugs, others can control businesses, others can control entertainment, and some can simply control information. But then we get to a completely different kind of crew, Raul Bautista's crew. Raul is an experienced bank robber who is constantly looking for people willing to take bigger risks for bigger rewards. And unlike Brian's operation, Raul's world is built around high-level robberies. His crew isn't looking for small-time money. They're chasing scores big enough to completely change their lives, but Rockstar also gives us a warning. Eventually, Raul's crew will have to decide whether to double down or walk away. And that tells us something important: these criminals aren't just mindless gang members. They have their own ambitions, their own limits, and their own reasons for staying in the game. Now here's where things get really interesting. Imagine all of these groups operating across the same state. Brian is moving drugs through the Keys. Boobie is turning criminal money into a legitimate-looking empire. Dre'Quan is building a music business. Raul Dimez are using their street reputation to become famous. And Raul is chasing increasingly dangerous robberies. Rockstar hasn't confirmed that they're all part of one giant organization. In fact, calling them one unified gang would be speculation, but they don't have to be. Because a criminal world can be even more dangerous when nobody is truly in control. Imagine this scenario: Jason and Lucia steal something they think belongs to one crew. Maybe it's cash, maybe it's drugs, or maybe it's something much more valuable. Something that connects several criminal operations together. At first, only one group comes after them, then another, then another. Suddenly, Jason and Lucia realize they're not being hunted by one gang. They're being hunted by an entire criminal ecosystem. That's only a theory, but it fits the kind of world Rockstar appears to be building. And it could explain why Jason and Lucia become caught in a criminal conspiracy stretching across Leonida. Because the real power in GTA 6 might not belong to one gang. It might belong to whoever controls the connections between them. And that's what makes these gangs so interesting. Brian represents the old-school criminal world, Boobie represents money and influence. Dre'Quan and Raul Dimez represent the modern combination of crime, music, and social media. And Raul represents professional organized robbery. Different crews, different businesses, different goals, but all of them are operating in the same dangerous world. And we still haven't seen everything. There could be gangs Rockstar hasn't revealed yet. There could be rivalries we know nothing about. There could be territories we haven't even discovered. And there could be one criminal organization sitting above everything we've seen so far. So when GTA 6 finally releases, don't just look at the gangs as enemies, look at who they work for. Look at where their money comes from, look at who they fear. Because in Vice City, the gang with the most guns might not be the most powerful. The most powerful gang could be the one nobody realizes is controlling the game. And until Rockstar shows us the full picture, we won't know who really runs Leonida.